What are we all missing right now because it gets overshadowed by coronavirus news? There's a shady law trying to get rid of encryption. Edit. Wasn't expecting this to blow up. Cool. It's called the you.I Act. Everyone should Google it. Also, wash your hands. There's solid proof that the elected Colombian president campaigned with narco traffic money. The last Ebola patient was discharged in DRC. Imagine their reaction when they come out and see this coronavirus mess. US economy is going to take it hard because of the Russia-OPEC price war. COVID will take all of the blame. Corey Feldman accused Charlie Sheen of rape. A second person was cured of HIV in the UK. Cairo is flooding because of a thunderstorm. Utilities have been off all day today. People's homes have been flooded. Sewers are overflowing and there are injuries, possibly deaths. Not to mention the property damage in the millions racking up to private and public property. Cairo floods every winter due to lack of proper infrastructure. But this storm is severe. Parts of Africa and South Asia are having their crops decimated by a massive locust swarm. And it's estimated to impact the food security for about 20 million people. Virginia lawmakers have passed a bill that would see insulin prices capped at $50 per month, potentially making the state the third to set limits on the cost of the life-saving medication. Didn't Epstein's bank account just quietly shuffle away another 50 million? Not as important as a lot of other issues. But the whole Epstein thing has really fallen out of the news cycle. Oil price war between Russia and Saudi Arabia. Don't know much about it, but my jaw just about dropped on my way home from a semi-remote vacation and saw that gas was almost down to $1.90 a gallon in our city. Think they had oil going for like $30 a barrel or something. Harvey Weinstein was found guilty and will die in jail. There's a plague of locusts about to tear through Africa. Kim Jong-un trying to get the attention back by letting off fireworks in his garden again. Russian parliament passed a reform allowing Putin to stay president until 2036. Arguably the best women's basketball player, Ma Moore, has not played the last couple of seasons because she wanted to focus on trying to release an innocent man from being wrongly accused. A couple of weeks ago she succeeded in that and he was released. Johnny Depp is suing The Sun. Edit. As someone said in the comments, The Sun is a shitty newspaper in the UK. Johnny Depp is suing The Sun. I thought you meant like literally the sun. Putin is becoming lifetime ruler of Russia. Ethiopia is facing mass starvation due to swarms of locusts the size of cities. I know it's pretty obvious, but the Hong Kong protests. Also Australia, after over 250 days, is no longer on fire. The second person in the world has been cured of HIV. That one bill against TikTok on government devices. Russians killed 36 Turkish soldiers in Syria. All-out war between Turkey and Syria. A oil press war between Saudi Arabia and Russia. A refugee crisis in Greece and border fights between the Greek and Turkish police. 2 American and 1 British soldiers were killed in Iraq. The US is currently responding with massive airstrikes. Ceasefire in Syria. Ceasefire means a rearmament because the rebels and SA have lost a huge amount of people and material in the last few weeks. Putin becoming leader for life. A cow apparently avoided the police for 2 months in Florida. I managed to bench a 100 kilogram. Oh yeah, and asteroid is said to fly by Earth. Maybe we can have multiple apocalypse scenarios at once. Asteroid. Virus. Climate change. Now we just need nuclear. Harvey Weinstein rushed to hospital with chest pains. Well, there's 30 active serial killers in the US right now. 20% of my 401k ass. The high profile pedo ring busts. My birthday. I turned 18 yesterday. Couldn't go ice skating at the mall as I hoped because coronavirus. Stroke. Edit. Thanks for all the wishes, guys. And yeah, I did have a pretty fulfilling birthday despite not being able to go outside. Happy birthday to all the others who have their birthdays around this time too. Hope your birthdays are not too bad this year. GOP Senate crossed aisle to rebuke Betsy DeVos for collecting on student loans that were supposed to be forgiven. They went against Trump's rich buddy. She's still in her position though, despite the corruption. This thread is depressing. Koalas are about to be critically endangered. Edit. Doom Eternal and Animal Crossing New Horizons are coming out on the 20th. East Nashville was wrecked by a tornado. A second person has now been cured of HIV. Reauthorization of the Patriot Act, or laughingly the Freedom Act. The Olympics are happening in Tokyo 2020. If coronavirus wraps up quickly enough to make it safe to hold a public event on that scale. In the movie Akira, Tokyo was all set to host the Olympics in 2020, but had to cancel because of a plague. Edit. Tokyo. Hong Kong protests. Related to coronavirus, but we are in one of the biggest stock market meltdowns in our history. The Amazon is still on fire. People in Iran are dying from alcohol poisoning after drinking bootleg alcohol to try to ward off the coronavirus. It's not being overlooked, but Magic Johnson overcame HIV. And Ozzy Osbourne has definitely survived eating bats. Rising tensions between Iran and the US. Iran has bigger issues than the US at the moment. Mainly the fact that 10% of their parliament is sick with corona. Markets are crashing and govs and injecting money on them. My daughter got a 6C, a B in old money, in her biology mock GCSE exam. The Fed gave banks $1.5 trillion today to try and stabilize the market. It worked for about an hour. And then the market resumed its free fall. So they basically tossed over $1 trillion of taxpayer money into a hole today. For perspective, $1.5 trillion is also the combined total of student debt in this country. Coronavirus is worldwide. Part of Puerto Rico is underwater. Locusts are swarming Africa. Anyone else seeing a biblical scale problem? Trump Jr. is telling Kosovo it should remove its tax on Serbia, otherwise the US should pull its troops from Kosovo. Kosovo is actually debating the tax now because of this. Kosovo is our ally. Serbia is a Russian satellite. The Kosovo base is one of America's largest bases. Not sure why we would want to remove troops or the taxes on Serbia. It's literally just aiding Russia and has zero benefits to us. US is pushing for the negotiations between Serbia and Kosovo to continue. Those negotiations are blocked because Thasi arbitrarily slapped on 100% tariffs on goods coming from Serbia. Also, Serbia is not a Russian satellite. Unless you're a time traveler. Everything? Brigham Young University in Utah, USA changed the wording in its honor code that every student is required to sign. They removed the part banning any LGBTQ+ relationships. People came out because they felt safe. 2 weeks later they clarified that it was still against the rules to be LGBTQ+, but it was already too late for those brave enough to come out. Nothing. Everything fun has been cancelled. All there is left to do is sit at home and talk to people on social media. Toilet paper is a very valuable thing, almost like gold. Another attack on US base in Iraq from Iran-backed militia. Dengue fever cases going up and being overlooked because of the less deadly coronavirus. School. The Houston Astros cheated their way to victory in the 2017 World Series and then kept cheating after that. My reaction to most of the comments is mostly so. Nothing out of the ordinary up. The DNC changed the debate rules to favor Joe Biden. 1. Tulsi Gabbard will not be on the debate stage and she would have gone after Biden hard. 2. The candidates will be seated because Biden starts to fade on the debate stage while standing due to his poor health. 3. Questions will be asked by the crowd, and likely planted, to avoid Biden and Bernie directly debating in order to protect Biden from scrutiny. 34 people have died to the Australian bushfires. And although we were thankfully gifted rain for a few days, the fires refused to die in NSW and Victoria. Bullshit. All fires were out in NSW. Bernie Sanders isn't actually that far behind Joe Biden and could quite possibly take the nomination. About a 2K plus workers in Texas alone will not have income for the next payroll because of cancelled events, and most of them are taking out loans just to survive the upcoming days. As usual. Climate crisis reporting. Edit. News came out saying the Amazon could disappear in 50 years while the Caribbean coral reef could disappear in 15 years. My state is trying to pass a bill right now that would outlaw abortion in the event Roe v. Wade is overturned. Hopefully that never happens, but it's still concerning. Also, Lori Vallow's children are still missing. No one knows where they are and she hasn't told anyone anything except that they are safe. I'm trying to write my college application essays. Been 3 years. I need to go back and finish. But both my jobs are going belly up in the next few days or so. Family is terrified. Girlfriend is abroad. Bank account is empty. I'm a F cup. It's my dog's 10th birthday. She went over the Rainbow Bridge last month. Miss you, Sasha. The fact that massive food shortages are on the way. If you want evidence, look up Harvest from Hell 2019. The flu has infected 3 times the amount of people. Killed 56,000. Saudi-Russian oil price war is threatening the global economy. U.S. troops and a British troop were killed in an Iranian proxy attack, which resulted in U.S. airstrikes. Gunmen have killed 43 people in Burkina Faso. Biden and Bernie are the only Democrats currently qualified to debate on stage. Lego Mario people. My god blessed wife defended her goddamn dissertation yesterday and now she's a goddamn doctor and it's goddamn amazing. Jared. Ivanka and the Trump organization keep stealing money from the taxpayers. Mitch McConnell still won't do his job and proceed with the laws that Congress voted through. The election is going to be contaminated through outside intervention. Your retirements are being squandered by the incompetence of the feds and active measures to steal Social Security. I sent the whole drama just to forget about Hong Kong. Concentration camps for Muslims in China. Cure for AIDS. Ghislaine Maxwell is still at large and pretty much nothing has come of Epstein's child sex ring. Everyone's forgotten of Prince Andrew. As well as Bill Clinton flying on Epstein's private plane multiple times and even dumping his Secret Service detail multiple times. The fact that if you or a loved one has been diagnosed with mesothelioma due to exposure to asbestos, you may be entitled to financial compensation. The fires in Australia ended. Edit. The Hong Kong protests. Literally everything. I'm sick of hearing about it. Hong Kong is still being oppressed by the Chinese. Wait a second. Joe Biden might win the F-King Democratic primary. Yeah. Not happy about this. But I had a feeling we would get it when he joined the race. Too many people are voting on him due to name recognition. Name something good he did when he was Obama's jester. He has been an arsehole to people on his way to nomination and people are eating it up. He's not going to do anything that Bernie has promised to do. He talks about unity, yet cusses people out for disagreeing or correcting him and tells them to vote for someone else. Look at Bernie's record. He has served the citizens of the US and fought for our rights. Biden just makes up shit to get a laugh. People want to go back to normal. But normal is what got us to where we are. I blame the DNC as well. Not necessarily ignored because of the coronavirus. But from what I hear, Flint, Michigan still doesn't have clean water. It's my birthday soon. And all of you are going to forget again. Dread. McConnell is striking down emergency paid leave. Like the CNT that he is. Joe Biden's declining mental health. But it will be on full display Sunday. I did not hear about the Nazi flag at the Bernie Sanders rally once on NPR. And I listen for hours every day. Sure. They could make time for the vegans at the Biden rally. But a literal swastika at a Jewish candidate for president? The droid attack on the Wookiees. I graduate with my master's degree in 7 weeks. The Pope has publicity announced that evolution is real. And so forth, that the earth is older than 2000 years. Literally not a single Christian or Catholic outcry seen. Jeffrey Epstein trafficked kids for powerful people and then they murdered him while he was in jail and now nobody remembers or cares. Some dude had a tumor in his lungs. So doctors removed his lung. Took out the tumor. Washed the cht out so it looked brand new. And put it back in. I took a whiteless cht today. Cruise ship stock prices are at an all-time low. By now I guess. For me. Life, to be honest. I work in IT. So all I have been doing is setting people up with being able to work from home. Meanwhile people in my department are calling in sick, so it adds extra pressure. Along with constantly wondering if you're coming down with something. I'm missing my midterms tomorrow. School just got cancelled and I'm hyped as all hell. I would have totally flunked my biology 1. The upcoming worldwide economic recession. Some good news. Canada just banned conversion therapy. Don't let coronavirus distract you from the fact that in 1966, Al Bundy scored 4 touchdowns in a single game while playing for the Polk High School Panthers in the 66 city championship game versus Andrew Johnson High School, including the game-winning touchdown and the final seconds against his old nemesis.